You ready, Vernon?
Oh, wait, where's
you
my
got it
phone at? Wait a minute.
right here.
Where's the other phone?
All right. You ready? Okay, and hello there. Today is Tuesday, and when it's Tuesday, that means it must be time to talk about boxing. Originally, we had a guest scheduled today, Marty Schuler, who is the brother of Philadelphia legend James Schuler, and he's starting a promotional company that's going to be based right here in Atlantic City. And so we were going to talk about that today, as well as he is also a trainer. He started the Schuler Gym back after his brother was killed in an accident with a motorcycle. And next week, hopefully, he'll get a chance to be with us, and we'll give you the whole story. I want him to be able to tell it because he can tell it right. And you know how it is. You're getting secondary information, doesn't necessarily come across the same way. So, but he had an unfortunate situation that changed. Couldn't make it. So, anyway, we're going to talk boxing still. Saying the show must go on. But we're going to talk about today is we're going to cover the Errol Spence and Shawn Porter fight that's coming up Saturday night. And we've been talking about it for a long time, and it's perhaps one of the biggest shows that well, outside of the Manny Pacquiao show, I guess this Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman, and if you look at Joshua Ruiz, but it's definitely the biggest fight, I think, in the welterweight division. I think it's a make-or-break fight for Porter, but more for Errol Spence than anything. Because if Spence cannot beat Showtime, there's a problem. He said the one thing that most people have not said, and Julio Sanchez just walked in the door, so he'll be joining me in a minute, but he's just said the one thing that I felt had to happen. The winner of this fight will have to fight Manny Pacquiao. And Errol Spence has said that I will fight Manny Pacquiao, right? And of course it is because that's where the money fight is. Let's move. Julio's going to come in and join us, so I'll be shifting a little bit. But that's where the money fight's going to come in, right? So now, my thing is this. When you start talking about the great welterweights, right? And you got Leonard, and that's kind of why I really wanted. I was hoping Schuler could have come in because Schuler did fight Tommy Hearns when he was at the height of his career. The fight didn't last very long, but it was like
NABF title?
Yeah. It didn't last very long. It was like a one-round knockout, I think. But let me add those. Thank you. And so, but it was the first big fight that Schuler had, but it was an important fight. This fight between Porter and Spence, to me, actually sets the tone for the welterweight, as far as the welterweight goes. Because if Porter beats Spence, look, like his style, what he's the king, he's on top.
He's the guy.
Even regardless of what Terrence
beat a man, you got to beat the man.
name?
Crawford. He haven't fought anybody.
Yeah, haven't fought anybody. Someone sent me something today, and he showed me the list of guys that Shawn Porter has fought. Right?
Everybody.
Then he showed me the list of, and I hadn't really thought. Sometimes we give the, and not to say that Errol doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Because someone sent me an email, told me, and the thing was about Errol Spence is my homeboy, so and so, and when I sent back on the thing, it said don't mess with Texas, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes we tend to put this extra great good on a guy.
That hasn't earned it yet.
Yeah, he beat up a lightweight Mike, and I watched the Garcia fight last night again. It was
that was the least impressive.
The least impressive because I thought this was a guy that he really should have gotten.
Yeah.
Now, you cannot give up the ground on Shawn Porter.
No.
Like you did on.
I think he
Mikey
took Garcia for granted, and he knew he wasn't a threat, so he cruised a lot of that fight.
I agree.
And as far as him not fighting nobody, the only thing I'll say, a feather in his cap is, for what it looks like, he has a hard time getting guys to want to fight him.
Yeah.
So I can't put big names on my resume when big names don't want to take a risk to fight me.
When you look at the Kell Brook, right? And then the other.
He completely broke him down.
Yeah, he broke him down. And I thought that was to me, That's when I became a Spencer guy.
Me
'Cause
also.
He took him down, kind of like Lomachenko when he fought Waters, I think it was, the Waiters Wesley kid there from Jamaica. He broke him down.
Yeah.
He made him just like, basically, I'm going to quit. You know, I've done the best I can do, and there's
And
no
how
more I
many
can do.
welterweights you see break a guy's eye socket?
Yeah, not many.
Yeah.
Not many. So when you start thinking about the concept of saying, okay, Errol Spencer's the best, Terrence Crawford's here, Sean Porter's here, Manny Pacquiao's here, then you kind of, that's that, I guess you want to say the top four, because I understand Thurman now is hurt again,
The
right?
only thing I can say is that I would have to differ. I can't put Crawford in even the top four right now because who's he for the welterweight? Like, I think that's disrespectful to Danny Garcia. Who's
Yeah,
fought
well,
two of those
who's
guys
fought-
you named
see, and that's funny you
lost
should say that.
controversial decisions in both of those fights.
And that's funny you should say
So,
that, because
I mean,
I
you
didn't
can't
mention. You're
knock
right. I didn't
Danny
mention
out.
Garcia. You're right. I didn't even mention Garcia because sometimes a guy loses a fight, right? And the guy says, "Oh, well, he lost," but then that just wasn't his night. But as you said, Danny's decision was kind of controversial in one of those fights. So it's like, okay, now. So let's put Danny back in the picture. But if we're talking about a four-fight tandem, what I would like to see personally, it might not happen, but what I would like to see is Terrence fight Garcia.
And I think that would be a great fight also. But if I'm Terrence, I'm not taking that fight
Well,
because fortunately for him, nobody's talking about Danny right now. They got me ahead of him, so why should I go back and take that risk? I'm just saying, as a boxing purist, I think Danny deserves to be there. But the general public already has Terrence Crawford ahead of him. So, I mean, that fight does nothing really for Terrence Crawford. It does everything for Danny Garcia.
But-
although Danny, to me, should be the bigger name at 47 right
yeah,
now.
he should be. You know, I remember. I'll tell you this much, and I knew Jenks Morton